Coming up, we begin planning our second rescue attempt of the failed and downed mining rig, this time by going up. Welcome back to Space Engineers. All right, back to the issue at hand. How are we going to fix this? So we had a quote that just came up on the loading screen just before this. A scientist solved one problem, but in doing so creates 10 more. Or science solves one problem, but in doing so creates 10 more. I think that's pretty apt given the current situation. We solved one problem, but we've created, I'd say 10 more. Or I have created 10 more, should I say.
I was just sitting back. What problem did you solve again?
The problem I solved, or I'm about to solve, we're going to solve it now, is being able to hold this in place with a small rotor, which is something we couldn't do. So to basically have it hanging straight. So we're going to solve the vertical problem, but now we've created a problem on the X and Z axis. So whilst Y is about to be solved, X and Z are now a problem.
Yes.
Although, hang on, could we fix X and Z at the same time? I know you're now thinking, what is his mind going to now?
I'm running away. Give me a second.
Get back here. Right. Okay. Here's a new plan.
Okay.
We do the same thing that we were doing, but you know how we had it sideways?
Yes.
We're now going to put it on top, but we're going to need two rotors. We're going to need two rotors for this, but only one of the rotors needs to be big. We attach a small rotor part to it, then we can connect a small rotor to that, can't we?
Yes.
So that's what we're going to do. So right. The idea is good. Let's have a look. Where's the piston? So the piston is here. The piston's going to go out to approximately here. Before that was connected like that, we need it to go over this now. We need to bring it in place. Okay, so we need something that can rotate up here. We need a rotation in what direction? This way and this way, I guess. Ooh, hang on. Maybe we need the rotation this way and this way. The problem is we can't have a piston going out at an angle. That's our problem. Currently.
Not without rotors, no.
Yeah, currently we can't have a piston. Because if we could have a piston going at an angle, we can just grab that and pull it in.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Okay. People in the comments are probably thinking right now, what are these lot playing at? Just cheat.
Yeah, well, not cheat, but technically under your definition it could count as cheating. Basically tear it down and rebuild it in the fashion that we want it. And the answer to that question is...
It's not fun that way.
No, it's not fun doing it that way.
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
What he said is true. The second part, the first part didn't happen. I'm going to cut that out actually from the recording.
Propaganda, man.
Right. Well, if it works, it's not going to be propaganda, is it? Let's see.
True.
Right. Tell you what, can you extend that piston outwards?
Yes, I can.
Hopefully me standing on it's not going to cause a problem. We're about to find out.
Now sit in the control chair. Right, control 3, and turn this on, reverse direction.
Ooh, this is working quite well.
Okay. Do you want to tell me when to stop or anything?
Keep it going. Keep it going. Alright, stop please. Okay, so now that we've got this, what we could do is switch off my creative mode tools. That's what we could do.
That would be helpful.
What we could do here is we can add a rotor, a landing gear. We just want to get this out of here, basically.
Yes.
And I am determined to get it out of here without having to destroy it. Let me think. We want 2 rotations, so we take this one down. There we go. That one goes down, and then we put rotor without the caps lock. What? Oh yeah, advanced rotors just has a conveyor through it, right?
Yes, which means that you don't need to use it for this kind of stuff.
That's fine. What's this? 1x1x1 advanced. Oh, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
That's for small grids.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Right. So if we were to grab this and stick that on there. Okay, now we have a landing gear that could rotate both left and right. We just need a landing gear that's going to go up and... Oh, bother.
None of room?
No, come back here, you rotor part.
Yeah, you want to take out the head before you take out the rest of it.
Yep. I noticed. There is going to be a point where, like you said, maybe we should go to option B.
Yes. Which is building a
sky crane.
A
flying
crane.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is option B available for us if we need to take it. Which I'm not against option B if we can pull it off. Okay. You know what? I don't think we can do what I want to do anymore.
Okay, why not?
The overall angle is going to mean that... Whoa, correction. We can do it, but it's now going to be even more difficult than it was the first time.
Fun.
So I think at this point it's worth perhaps not doing that. We could still pull it out, but we can't straighten it. That's the only issue. We can still pull it out.
Okay.
What if we were to put a land... No, never mind that. What I just said does no longer apply. No, right, let's pull this back. It's not going to work this way anymore.
Right.
Do you want to pull the piston back too? Oh, you are.
Doing so.
Okay. Sky crane time?
Yeah, sky crane time. Which is perfect, which means that I will now have a, problem. We need to increase the amount of pistons on the drill. Part 1, I do that. At the end of that part, it breaks. Part
This is going to be
we try
good.
and pull that out. And then, at the end of part 2, it breaks. And then part 3 is we bring out the big guns, we build an aircraft to do it. And then what happens is the aircraft breaks and destroys everything, and we're just like, throw out the wreckage, rebuild, drill, done.
Yes. Then yeah, that I think that's a logical way to go about it.
It's like rebuilding the same bridge 20 different times.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
I mean, there is a small part of me that is considering just taking it down. There is a small part of me considering it.
Don't worry, that part will grow after we fail in this next attempt.
The only reason I'm considering it is only because for progression. That's all. Not because if this was off camera, I would 100% be trying to do this with the rotors and the cranes and stuff. I wouldn't hesitate to be doing that constantly.
Yes.
You know what? I'm just thinking, is there one more way that we can attempt with these? Just pull it out and just... We can't straighten it, that's the only issue. Yeah, we just can't straighten it, not with the configuration we have right now. If we had a 2-axis or a 6-axis piston head or a rotor head, that would make it so much easier. Yeah, a 6-axis rotor would have fixed everything right now. So let's just take it down then, just for safe.
Well, take it down entirely or build sky crane?
I'll leave that one up to you. What do you want to do? Take it down
Sky crane.
or sky crane? Sky crane it is.
Crane, and then we can take it down, in an hour's time.
Okay, there we go. That's the plan. Sky crane, Sky crane it is. Now, you're well aware of the peculiarities of this universe and the way the thrusters work.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've got an idea on how we can do this. First, oh come on, stupid hole in the ground.
You're not the first one to fall in that hole. Everyone's done it so far.
I regret making that hole.
You didn't make this hole.
Oh, didn't I?
No, we did. This is the initial hole into the first mine. and all of us have fallen down it at some point. Vectrix dug the hole, and
Right,
he dug it so deep before we had ice available that he couldn't actually get out.
I shall blame him when he's back from his mining expedition.
Very much so.
Yeah. So what we're going to want is we're going to want a landing thing on the top, right? That's then going to go into a cockpit because we want to manually control this so we can die. And then that needs to have some reactors on it and then massive engines. And also, it also needs gyroscopes, but yes.
Right. You want to build this on top of this or separately to this, and then fly it over?
I think separately might be a better idea.
I think so. Right, here's an idea. If we do make it like a proper sky crane,
Yes.
we have magnetic landing pads, I believe,
Yes.
that we could use to attach instead of using a landing gear.
Yes.
I don't know how these landing pads work, but... Oh, they're huge.
Are they?
Uh-huh. Maybe there's a smaller version. There are 2 versions of this.
Well, the small grid one is about the same size as the
Yeah, I just saw that.
top of the conveyor.
Yeah, so that's what we need. Okay, so it's a small ship we're looking at. Do we have space to build this? Let's see. We have some space over on that side.
We will in a second. Because we want it we want it next to our cargo containers, right? For our building space.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
So that if we build it
Scaffolding?
out-
Scaffolding or proper blocks?
well, because at some point we'll want this proper blocks, won't we?
True. True, so let's do that.
I'll leave it.
What's
as
in my
armor.
inventory? Got some of that. I will... Actually, I'll let you do that. And what I will do is... I'm going to build... Oh. Are you going to build out that way? You're going to have to.
Yeah, I'm going to have to move that out a bit more. But the ship itself shouldn't be too big.
I think this should be big enough to fit the ship on.
Yeah.
Right, so here's my starting for this. We're going to go standard block, which is light armor. Oh, should we go heavy armor? No, look, we're going to go light armor.
Light armor, heavy armor increases the weight.
Yes, naturally. Bring my HUD back, that would help. No, don't do that. I just want to get these landing gears on properly. How many landing gears have we got?
You mean just have a magnetic landing pad?
No, I was thinking the magnetic landing pad's going to go like in a arch shape. So it's going to be an arch where you can fly it over, bring it down, hook onto it.
True.
So that way we can keep, yeah, that's going to keep it as low as possible, plus give us space to put atmospheric thrusters higher up, thus not damaging anything.
My alternative says this, and have that as the very bottom.
Okay. I'm not sure how this works. It just sort of fell from the sky.
Well, I placed it in the middle of the sky so it could fall flat.
Well, there's something. Oh, this is really annoying me, this upside down cargo container.
Yeah. There will be revenge
Yeah,
for the person who installed this.
was me.
Right then.
Because on the on the front of it, on the front they're all the right way up.
Yeah.
And I was building them from the front. Have you got all the components for that?
Yeah, I've loaded it up.
Alright, I'm going to just grab, probably about 60 steel plates. That's going to go... That's not working, is it?
It is.
Is it working?
It's locked.
Oh, it's locked. Good.
Try and move it.
We're just sort of walking through it.
Actually, in order to check to see if it works, I'll go throw down a control panel.
Yeah, I was going to say, could you unlock it by any chance?
And the computer display. Computer display. There we go. Open this. You want me to disable the lock, right?
Yep.
Okay. Unlocked.
Okay, it moves. Good. Just to double check on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock it again, just in case.
Because when I tried this mod out when I was testing it, there was one instance in where it didn't lock. You're just pushing
Yeah.
it away now.
Okay, it's locked properly now.
Okay. Which means now we have to build a ship this way. Right.
Right.
So let's cover this first of all. So we've got some structural integrity on it. We'll leave that part because we might be able to fit a reactor or something underneath that. Trying to save space. Okay. Are you going to be remote controlling this or sitting and flying?
Sitting. And actually, we shouldn't need armor blocks. Or at least do armor blocks later.
They are light armor blocks.
No, as in do them later. As in add them on later.
Oh, right. What are you looking to put on then? Are you going to try and put the thrusters in first?
So first of all, we place the seat, right? Because we want the seat easily accessible once when we're on the ground, right?
True. I was going to put the seat in the just above these blocks, sort of right here. But yeah, okay, we can put the seat there if you want.
Place the chair there, right?
Okay.
And then what we can do is
Let's see your ship design on this.
it's going to end up looking like a junker or something like that.
Okay.
Okay, and then what we're going to need is we're going to need some Atmo thrusters. So to grab those. Not going to go into the craziness that is the tiered system of thrusters.
I wouldn't touch that.
We're going to want some gyroscopes. We're going to want some reactor. We're going to want some cowbell.
Do ion thrusters don't work in an atmosphere? They
Ion
shouldn't.
thrusters don't work.
They shouldn't.
They don't.
Good.
Have you enabled thruster damage?
Yes.
Okay then. This is going to be fun.
Uh-huh.
So first of all,
It's one step real from full atmospheric physics. It's one step away from full atmospheric physics. That's the only one I can't put on due to lag for any one multiplayer.
Yeah. So if we do that, and then what we do is across the back of the chair, we place the 3 gyros that we want.
All right.
And then once we've welded those up, we can place down some reactors there.
We have some pretty small reactors that we could put in.
Yeah.
Corner reactors, which may help us out. Okay.
So this means that we've got 8 atmospheric thrusters in each direction. Now,
I'd like to
atmospheric
point out these two are not balanced.
There we go.
Okay.
So we've got 8 small atmospheric thrusters in each direction, which means that it should be able to laterally move as it feels like, right?
In theory.
Okay. And then what we do is I want to add on some armor plating around like this.
Now, there is one small concern I have.
Yes.
It looks like the center of mass of this, at least right now, I suppose as you're adding the armor blocks, is going to be different. But right now, the center of mass is kind of low. Your thrusters are above the center of mass, therefore this is dynamically unstable.
Yes, but it's VTOL. It shouldn't. As long as the center of thrust is in line with the center of mass, it should be fine. The center of thrust equaling the center of mass means that it's more efficient, but as long as the vector that the thrust goes along is in line with the vector that as long as the vector of thrust goes through the center of mass, then it will be stable. In addition, we have inertia dampening.
All right. I disagree.
I fundamentally disagree with what you're talking about.
Yeah, I understand what you... I know what you're trying to say, but I think that only applies if it's below, not above.
No, you can make a top.
But looking at this right now, adding that is going to bring the center of mass up. So that's a good sign. That's bringing that higher up.
Yeah, just wait for my next move. 1.
Okay.
2.
All right, you're making an Osprey.
Effectively, yeah.
Okay.
But I've done it in this way so that none of the thrusters take damage from each other.
All right. I'm just having a look
So-
at this. Right. That's going to want to tip that way. That's going to balance that one out. So that's going to hold that where it needs to be.
Reminder that the
That's
astronaut thing and
inefficient.
the passenger thing is going to change things, and also gyroscopes are going to add to the stability. So what we can do, if it's having difficulty, we can throw more gyroscopes on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if gyroscopes work well with this mod, by the way.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Yep. I'm just looking at this, trying to balance it up. Now I'm saying, right, that and that should balance each other out.
Hang on.
That's going to swing. That's going to swing. Right, that is now below, so that's a good sign. Those are going to want to push up. That's going to counteract and try and push back.
Right, the current center of mass of the vehicle is the headrest for the chair.
Yeah, I was going to say it's in pretty much in the middle of the vehicle now.
Info and then
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
show center of mass.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Okay, the only concern I have now is your forward thrust.
It doesn't need forward thrust.
No, in this,
or rather, what's wrong with the forward thrust?
I feel like that's going to start trying to pitch the aircraft up. Yeah, that is going to try and pitch the aircraft up. Could you move or add 2 forward thrusters above this?
How is it going to do that?
Because the center of mass is there. The
Yes.
thrusters are pushing in this direction. Therefore, the thrusters are trying to pivot about the center of mass there, and therefore try and rotate it in that direction. That's what they're trying to do. Now, that's going to be partly counteracted with these over here, the ones that you've placed at the front. They're going to try and counteract it, but every time you try and move forward, it is going to try and pitch the aircraft up. Yeah, that's going to happen. Now, that should be controllable. I'm
should be.
thinking that should be controllable because it's not going to be a heavy thrust.
Yeah.
But that's definitely going to happen. Right, let's weld these up together. Probably don't even have the right... Oh, I've got the steel plates required, so let's do that.
I'm going to weld up the gyroscopes first.
Sorry?
I'm going to weld up the gyroscopes first.
All right,
because I can put the reactors over that.
Alright, I'm going to start welding up the... Make sure the reactor's off, by the way. When you start... Yeah.
When I start welding.
No, as soon as you've done it, make sure
Yes.
the reactor's off, because then we'll finish the engines.
Right, but the reactors won't have any fuel in them.
True. Forgot about fuel in a reactor.
I'm playing too much creative mode.
Yeah, I have. I mean, I've done a lot of creative mode. Especially when testing this particular mod.
Actually, you might have a better idea. I might accidentally make this thing a bit more top heavy, but it should give
Okay.
us the power that we need.
You know what I would really recommend?
What's
Taking
that?
these 2 thrusters off that are
Yeah.
there and putting them up above the gyroscopes on either on the left and right of the gyroscope, the level above.
Yeah, that could work.
That is what I would recommend to try and stabilize that.
I'd have to keep it kind of symmetrical though. So what we could do, right, is we could place a large reactor there.
Okay. That's... well, we could work with that. Could definitely work with that. And for that, if you want to find out if this works in this fashion, Jacobine, you think this is going to work?
Oh, are we putting it up to a poll, are we now?
Yeah, well, there's 2 of us, so it's only ever going to be 50-50 or 100-100. Oh, yeah, so 100-0, sorry. So, do you think this is going to work as you intend it to work?
It'll possibly have some things that I haven't accounted for, but my supreme flying skills, trademarked, should keep this thing running.
I see controllability issues on this because there is no PID controller. So I see some definite control issues on it. It's possible it will work, but I definitely think it's going to be hard to control, particularly in the lateral and forward and reverse thrust. But that is going to have to wait for the next episode. If you guys want to see what's going to happen to this, make sure you tune in next time. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Space Engineers. Don't forget to hit the like button if you liked the video and subscribe to catch more episodes. If you have not yet done so, please follow me on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/ecgadget, and please consider also supporting me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadget. Lastly, please do follow or subscribe to all the other players in this series. Channel links to the channels for Vectrix, Snaggles, Carter and Jacobine will be in the description box below, as will the links to my Patreon and Twitch. Once again, thank you, and we shall see you soon in Space Engineers.